Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. Oh my goodness. Hello and welcome to Faith Stories. I'm Dawn DeMarco-Book. What is Faith Stories? Faith Stories are Christians from all walks of life who share their stories of faith, hope, and love. And my prayer is that you would come to know your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Well, how do you do that? It's through His Word, which is the Bible. So if you need a Bible, please reach out to me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. I am so excited for my two guests today. So my one guest said, Dawn, why don't you have Mel and I on? And I'm like, Jan, that's a great idea. So, okay, I'm going to just share a little bit about each one. Jan has a deep love for the Lord and a passion for helping women grow in their faith through the study of God's Word. With decades of ministry and professional experience, she brings a heart for teaching, encouragement, and walking alongside women through every season of life. And then Mel Kulinkovich, do you love how I can say your last name? I love that I can say her last name, you guys, is originally from Honduras and was saved by the Lord at the age of 27. Although her faith journey began then, she did not see significant spiritual fruit in her life until she turned 40. She doesn't look 40. A testimony to the truth of Jeremiah 32:27. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? You're going to get to meet them right after these messages. And oh, by the way, you guys, Jan is one of my sponsors of Tavilla Properties. So if you need anything out, commercial, real estate out in Coral Springs, you reach out to Jan. Okay, we'll go to message.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavillaproperties.com.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. And welcome back. Okay, girls. So they met it was 2 years ago in April. I had the first anniversary party for Faith Stories, and Mel and Jan met then. Mm-hmm. And so I want you guys to talk about how did the whole relationship start? I know you guys were sitting next to each other. What happened?
Well, as I will start. I was having a very difficult time at that time. There were so many things happening in my life, and I felt a little bit lost. But I decided to come because you always fill me with such great energy. So I'm like, no, I have to go visit my friend Dawn. And I saw Jan sitting there, and something about her told me, come sit right next to me. So I asked if that's how it happened, right? Mm-hmm. I did ask you.
Is this seat available?
Can
I sit here?
Can I sit right next to you? And that's how our conversation started, and like, look where we are now.
I don't know. Where are you?
Oh my goodness, where do we
They
start?
don't know.
Well, right now we are a faith story. That's where we are.
We're in Boca Raton.
In Boca Raton. Yes.
Well, Mel just started sharing her heart. She just opened up to me,
Yeah.
and and saying that she just didn't know how to surrender, and like, how do you do what you do? How
Right.
do you walk the way that you walk? And so we met the next day for
Did you
coffee.
really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And we met before work and went and had a cup of coffee and spent an hour together, and we have never left each other's sides.
So I think that's so awesome, because I love how God does that. It's like he sets the table, right? You just have to show up, and y'all showed up, and you sat next to each other, and you started talking. You didn't know that Jan taught Bible study. So how did that conversation, when you guys met the next day, how did that, what happened from there?
First of all, let me just say, I am so amazed that you remember exactly what I was struggling with, because that's exactly what I was struggling. I didn't know how to submit to the Lord. Isn't that like, it sounds possibly the easiest thing for you to do, but it's not.
No, it's not. You have to do it daily.
It's the most difficult thing to do, and I didn't even know where to start. And Jan, she shared some of her testimony with me, which I was extremely encouraged by. And so it filled me, and it gave me kind of like direction. Okay, I know that I can do it. I can do it with the help of the Lord, because that's the most important part. With the help of the Lord, I can do it. I had that, and I got that one little thing from our meeting, that I needed God first, because I was trying to do it on my own. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing without the Lord. And so that's exactly what I took with me, and I said, okay, I have to start. And I think that's the most difficult part for people, is to start somewhere, because it takes a lot of work, and you do land flat on your face many times. You have to pick up yourself and continue to go, to continue to move forward. And she has been there, man. The Bible study has been such a blessing in my life, and not just in my life, and I keep telling her this, not just in my life, because my growth is impacting many other people as well, because now I know how to react. I know how to submit in the time that I need to be submit. I know when I need to keep quiet, when it's time to keep quiet, which
That's just as important.
I'm still learning.
That's just as important as it is to say something. So Jan, how did you you have a history. I mean, you went to Bible college.
Yes.
So she knows the word, y'all. She knows the word. And so talk about your Bible study, because it's very in depth.
Yes.
Yes.
So I represent K. Arthur's ministry. I'm certified to teach for them or lead for them. And we do level 5, which is deep dive, in-depth Bible study, inductive. So it's a lot of word searches. It's a lot of understanding exactly, putting yourself in the culture, what they were saying, how they, how it was meant.
Right.
Because when we read it in today's vernacular, it's not the same. It's like when Jesus told parables that were, about fishing or sowing and reaping, that was an agrarian society. They understood that. It was fishermen. They understood that. So that all made sense to them. We have to then unpack that and make it applicable to what do we do with it today. Right. Because nothing's changed. We're just a different society.
Exactly. And we're doing different things, but it's still the same story. So it's still the same how to learn and how to grow in Him.
Right. Right. So it's just, for me, the biggest thing is, sometimes too, the ladies will leave and start saying, well, I don't even understand. How could they even do that? And I say, stop.
Right.
Think about the culture, the time, what was going on, and we always take ourselves back to that, which is why I love teaching the Old Testament.
Right. Yes, you were saying that before we came on air, how the Old Testament is the most important testament that we need to learn.
It's the foundation.
Of course,
if you understand the Old Testament, the New Testament just makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the Old Testament foretold the New Covenant.
Right.
So now we're watching it play out. And for those of us that are Christians, We're, you know, like here in South Florida, we get those afternoon rains.
Yeah.
And we're like, Lord, is that you coming? You know,
Right,
because we're
right.
waiting. The signs of the times show us
Times
that we're,
oh yeah. We're getting, to me it feels like we're getting closer and closer to the time.
Yeah.
And time is just speeding up. And I know as you get older, because I remember my dad, he'd be like, Dawn, goes, wait till you get to be my age. It's like that, and you're done. And you're here for a breath. You know, because we don't live that long. Look, where do you want to live in eternity? You know, there's two choices, heaven and hell. I choose heaven. You know, I do. I have no desire to be in hell with the Satan because he is alive and well in our society. You know? Wow. So you guys meet every Friday?
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Okay.
I also have Friday morning class.
Okay. Oh my goodness, girl. Wow. So how many ladies are in your group?
So Thursday night is 8, 9,
people. 8.
8 or 9. Yeah, okay. And then Friday morning is 9 as well.
Okay, and so when you go deep dive and you look at, so what Bible do you teach out of?
NASB.
Okay, and so does everybody have the same Bible? Because every Bible, I mean, the words are similar, but you know, they're kind of different, but they all mean the same thing.
And I believe that Kate Arthur uses 2 translations because I use the ESV. So that's just because that's the way that I learn English. So it's easier for me to understand that translation. But they're almost identical in the words that they use. Almost identical. So they do have 2 choices. When you go online and you look at the Bible studies, they will give you 2 choices.
Okay. And so do you use the concordance a lot in your study? Talk about what the concordance is. Because people who aren't, you know, they're not studying the Word. And I want you to talk about how important it is to study the Word, Jan, because there's a lot of Christians who proclaim that they're Christians, but they don't read the Bible. And I'm like, you know, just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian. You have to live your life for Christ, but you need to be in His Word in order to know how do you live your life, right?
So, Jen, before you answer, I just want to say that a Christian saying that they don't need to read the Bible is like me trying to stay alive without food. That's just not going to happen. It's impossible to.
It
It is impossible to survive. We need the Word, and the Word is described as the daily bread. That's what it is. We need to have it on a daily basis.
But I mean,
And I can be having a bad day and then realize, you know what? I woke up late. I didn't read the Bible before I came to work. I'll read it after. And my day just doesn't go the same.
Yeah.
If I don't start it in the Word,
foundation.
you know, like before I get out of bed, I pray, Lord, thank you for another day. Before I start sinning, put my feet on the floor.
Because we sin every day. That's the thing. It's like, hello, people. We're all sinners on this earth, and we're going to sin every day. And that's and you just ask I ask forgiveness in that moment when I sin, you know, because I'll forget.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
before I start sinning with a
That
pure
is
heart, I
so
come
funny.
before you, show me what you have for me today. And
gosh.
when I don't do that,
Yeah.
my whole mindset for the day,
Yeah.
and not I don't realize it in the moment, but I'll realize it at some point during the
Yeah.
day. This
Yeah.
is why you should have gotten up on time. Didn't hit the snooze 4 times.
I know.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, well, he woke me up at 3:30 this morning, so with a migraine, but that's okay. I have the scriptures that I know by heart that I speak out, you know, and it just brings you closer to Him, you know.
You have to pray your word over His word over you.
Yes.
And excuse me.
That
His
is
word
so-
has to be, you know, you have to be washed in the water of the word. If you are not washed in the water of the word,
Yeah.
you can't possibly walk the way that He's called you to walk.
Right.
You know, so a Christian saying that they don't need to read the Bible, oh, I go to church on Sunday. You know, I mean, that was the biggest joke between my dad and I when he was alive. He would say to me, oh, Jan goes to church enough for all of us. And I'd be like, Dad, it does not work that way.
No, it doesn't. Oh,
You know,
no.
you need that daily bread.
Yes, 100%.
So what made you, I mean, obviously it was God, but what propelled you to go to Bible college?
Okay, are we going to be transparent?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
That's what Faith Stories is all about, is transparency.
I got saved and started learning, went to church like 4 weeks in a row. And
I know the feeling, girlfriend.
and my sister had her kids in Catholic school, I'm sorry, in a denominational school. And I called her and told her that she needed to get them out of that school.
Oh, jeez.
And I did not do it well.
No,
and
a lot of Christians are like that when they first start out.
I was so zealous for the Lord when I first got saved because I went to church 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 4 weeks in a row. She was a pro.
So the Lord decided that 6 months old in the Lord, that if I was going to be this zealous, I needed to go to Bible college so I knew what I was saying.
Right, and how to say it.
And yes,
right?
and understand it.
Yeah.
All right. So I started Bible college, and it was so funny. You know, I was in an Old Testament class, and the teacher said, you know, turn to the book of Amos, and I'm like watching
Where's
the people
Amos,
next
right?
to me. I'm like, that's a dude that makes cookies.
Right, exactly.
But I'm watching to see which way they're flipping their Bible, so I don't look like I don't know what I'm doing. And
that was
just it. 3 years later, graduated Bible college with my degree in theology and biblical studies and women's studies, and just fell in love with studying His Word and didn't want just surface. I don't do anything halfway. I just don't do anything halfway. Yeah. And obviously, because I had to call my sister back a couple of years later and ask for forgiveness and could we try this over? Yeah. So.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, I have to tell you, when this was before Jesus, just saying, and I was at work and I was hungover, and I had a friend of mine call me up, and she said, "What are you doing?" I go, "Obviously I'm working and I'm a little hungover," and she became a Christian, and she said, "Well, you know you're going to hell." Okay. Do you think that made me want to go to church? Oh no, I did a far left turn, and I was like, yeah, I'm good until my 30s. You know, and then I was like, okay, I'm lost and I'm broken. And I got down on my knees and I said, Lord, help me. Now you came to know, okay, so talk about, you were 27.
I was 27. I was going to it was actually very lonely. I always done like my own thing, so I was very lonely at that time, and I belonged to this gym, and this girl that I used to work out with, she kept inviting me to the church, and I went to the church, and I remember exactly the pastor started preaching on Romans, the book of Romans, and it just finally things just started clicking, and just realizing that, like you just said, I am a broken individual, not just me, but everybody else on the earth.
Hello. No kidding.
And that just 100% made sense. That explained the reason, the way why we act, the things that we do. And it's like, oh, wow, I do need God. I do need this Christ that I've heard about my whole life, but I never really believed in Him. And even if I believe, I didn't love Him. And how can you love someone that you don't know?
Well,
that's another reason why you need to study the Word.
Yeah.
And so that was the moment that my life changed, that I knew I had to believe. I believed that I needed Christ.
Right.
Believed that He had died for me, that He rose on the third day.
Yeah.
And now I can come to the Father because of what He had done.
Right.
But there was still so much growth, right? Because
Hello.
my old life doesn't go away. My old life is still there.
Sure.
I might be a new creation in the sight of the Lord, but that old life is not going anywhere.
No.
And all your actions and your decisions that you took in the past are still going to have consequences, and you have to deal with those consequences. And and that, I believe, is like, as a new believer, trying to find a Bible study, a group of women, if you're a woman, or a group of men that have been walking on the faith for a long time, is so important, because people have already gone through that. I can tell you, you're going to struggle. Your life is not going to be perfect, like some churches said. After you're a Christian, everything's going to work out.
I love people who say, oh, I became a Christian, I thought everything was going to work out. I go, seriously? I've never had that happen. I mean, you have to go through the trials in order to grow in your faith. Because if everything was perfect, how can you grow?
You cannot grow.
I mean, hello, people. It's through those dark times that you cling to Him and go, okay, Lord, what's going on, and why? What do I need to learn to grow from this, because that he'll take that and he will help someone else because of your experience, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And for me, that's exactly how it went. I struggled. To me, from 27 to 40 years old, the Lord had me in the wilderness, cleansing me just the same way that he did with Israel, letting some of my old habits die out, or just clean them out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how we felt. And I remember on my birthday when I turned 40, which I didn't plan this, but it needs to be, I need to say it, because the Lord he thinks, and he's very thoughtful, and he's very loving and kind, and he does things that sometimes if we don't pay attention, we might miss it.
Yep.
And I got baptized on my birthday, on my 40th birthday.
Did you really?
I really did, and it was not planned, it just happened. And on that day, I knew my life is not mine. It belongs to the Lord. It belongs to the Lord. And that's the day when I truly, the Holy Spirit started producing fruit in my life. And things started happening, like sitting right next to this lady.
I know. I love that.
And I think that is what's really difficult as women, is especially independent women. Like I'm single,
right?
So I have step stools of all different heights, and changing out light bulbs and whatever, you know.
Right.
But we're raised to be independent women. It's not that that's a bad thing,
right?
But I think that we come into that with that independence that says, yeah, I don't need you for this one, Jesus.
Right. It's true.
And I think that that's where the struggle with surrender. That's we talked about that. Like for me, I was married when I got saved, and and I was very successful. And I went to a pastor's wife, and I'm like, how do I submit to this man? I'm not submitting to any man. Okay. But that is that strong independence. Sure. And I think that's why, it's such a blessing to see the younger women in my life that have known the Lord since they're younger. And they're still independent, but they're independent because God is their strength.
Right.
Where we come into it with, I've had to fend for myself my whole life, and now how am I supposed to do this? Let somebody else help me, including Jesus.
Hello.
Yep. So I think that is part of, I was able to say to you, that this is how I did that, and that is and we just continued to talk, and then I invited her to Bible study. I said you need to study God's words, girl.
And I had no idea that had happened. I had no clue. And Mel, I bank at Synovus, by the way. If you need a great banker, she is amazing. She'll take great care of you. And I would go in and sit down, and then you shared with me that Jan and I am taking her Bible study. I'm like, that's so awesome. And then we would have lunch, and you would talk, and I'm like, see, I love that. See, faith stories touches people in so many different ways, and that's why I love that God has given this to me. And I love that you sponsor me and allow me to be on air. And so Broughton Garage, if you need a Broughton Garage door, please reach out to them too. But I'm so blessed that you guys have supported me, because you support me too. In every way, and I'm just so thankful. I don't see her at church anymore, Jan, but in passing I might see her, because I don't get there at 9 o'clock, y'all. I'm like, no. I try. I get up early enough, but I just I need my time in the morning.
I want my afternoons to myself.
I understand that. I don't care about that, because I go home and make brunch for Richard, and it's all good. It's all good, Yeah. So, you know what? Let's take a quick break, you guys, and we'll be right back.
Broughton Garage Door Sales now offers you a difference with the LiftMaster Secure View Ultra Quiet Smart Opener with camera, LED 360-degree lighting, and battery backup. Built-in camera adds video and two-way audio communication to the MyQ app. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage anytime, anywhere from your smartphone. Schedule today at broughton.com.
Just simply call Broughton. We open doors for you.
Tavilla Properties, located at 11471 West Sample Road, Suite 17, located in Coral Springs, Florida, for all your commercial
needs. Call Jan at 954-341-1632. That's 954-341-1632, or visit www.tavilla,
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Welcome back to Faith Stories. If you have any prayer requests, please email me at faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com. That's faithstorieswithdawn@gmail.com.
Thanks. Hello, welcome back. Okay, y'all, I'm going to give you final word. So just whatever you want to share.
I will start. So it's been in my heart is part of our Bible story, Jan. Is we're studying the book of Jeremiah, and I just came across something extremely profound. And it's the Lord answering back to Jeremiah and asking him a question. And he says, Jeremiah, is there anything impossible or too difficult for me? And when we live our life under that reality that there is nothing impossible, nothing too difficult for the Lord, our life just automatically becomes so much easier because we can rest in that truth. And I want to rest in that, and whoever needs to hear that today, you can also rest on that truth as well.
Beautiful. Jan?
I would just encourage to surround yourself with like-minded people, because it's very easy to be drawn away. We were just even talking about how, we can talk ourselves out of doing things when the blessing in them is that this beautiful friendship, a couple of years later, came to pass because we sat next to each other at a party, basically a celebration of your 1 year, and so I would just, love the Lord, love people, and, just cultivate friendships.
Those relationships.
Yeah.
And open the Word of God.
Yes,
Yes.
Please,
yes.
And pray before you get out of bed.
Yeah. Before you
That too.
If you hit the floor.
ground that we're going to walk on. Okay,
Yes.
y'all, I have to give a couple of shout-outs. All right? My blouse that I have on, okay, so it's opposite. So my girlfriend Mercedes Brunelli, who does the Lion of Judah belt, which she doesn't call it that, I call it that. She created this blouse for me with my logo, with Swarovski crystal, shut up, and with Matthew 5:16 on this. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and glorify your God in heaven. It's so true, you guys. I mean, seriously, it's all for Him and what we do here. Please share this. Just share it, share it, share it. Subscribe to the Faith Stories YouTube, Instagram, True Social, Facebook page. Would love for you guys to do that. And so next week, I have Judy Laguerre. She's a really sweet friend of mine. She's coming on. She's going to talk about her faith story. So we'll see you next Wednesday, 3 o'clock, YouTube. You guys have a blessed week.
Thank you for watching Faith Stories, where you will hear stories of hope, faith, and love. Please join us next week, and remember, God meets you where you are, but doesn't leave you where you are.